All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tony, and thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. I'm here today at River City Brewery with Dan Norton, head brewer, and we're going to talk a little bit about the establishment, his mentors, his motivation, and what inspired him to become a brewer here in Wichita, Kansas.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Dan, what year was it that you started brewing here at River City Brewery?
I started brewing here in 2001. I first got hired as a server and bartender in 2000, quickly became the assistant brewer because I was the only one with any home brewing experience. And when our head brewer left, they offered me the job. So,
do you recall how many beers on tap that there was available at that time?
At that time, there was only 6 beers on tap, one of them being a rotating seasonal. So I was only able to brew one seasonal beer at a time, tap it, it'd be on tap for a month and a half, and then I could brew another seasonal. But now with 16 taps, me and my crew, Ryan Kerner and Aaron Hill, awesome group of guys, also known as the MASH unit, represent.
Very good.
We have the creativity to play with 11 different rotating seasonals, which really allows us to kind of shine and gives us that extra, creative boost to just do all kinds of stuff.
Now, when you mention your seasonals, those have been some of the most memorable beers that I've tried here at River City. In particular, I can recall the Honey Rye, the Grinch, which I know you guys still release once a year right before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, and then your stouts. I mean, that's pretty good. That just really bring me back over and over again. Absolutely. Who were your mentors when you first started out? Who were the people that really guided you and helped you into the brewing?
Caton Orell was our head brewer at the time when I started working here, and really one of the most knowledgeable brewers that I've still even come across. Caton went on to better things at Boulevard Brewing Company, well, bigger things, I guess. As part of him leaving, they offered me an internship with a brewery that we used to be affiliated with in Kansas City called 75th Street Brewing Company. And I did an internship up there with a guy named Bucky Buckingham. Bucky, if you see this, what's up, man? Really awesome guy, really knowledgeable brewer, and he's worked for a handful of breweries since then and is now the head brewer at Cinder Block Brewery in Kansas City. The guy, during my internship, they sent a guy down here to watch over me for a month. Turned into 2 months, but his name was Tom Ricker, and he was just a beer sense in every sense of the word, or beer nerd in every sense of the word. And this is back in '01 where diehard beer nerds were still kind of hard to find around here. But just a super knowledgeable guy and super patient with me, being that I had limited homebrewing experience. Turning me loose on this big system, there was a learning curve for sure. So I had a couple good guys, Caton and Tom Ricker, and then Bucky up in Kansas City.
Good.
And a long time ago.
With the explosion of the craft beer within the last 4 or 5 years, have you seen yourself, say, a little bit of spark relit inside you to how do I say this? Just really motivate your passion again. Whereas whenever I moved to Wichita Brewery, or here at River City, was the only place you could come and get homebrew beer. So how has that affected you, or how has it motivated you to keep going?
I wouldn't say that it's given me more motivation or more passion, because a starry-eyed 24-year-old boy got the keys to this brew system a long time ago, 16 years ago, and ever since then, I just show up to work every day with a smile on my face. And 80% of our job is cleaning and sanitizing, but I'm just not capable of having a bad day at work, really. I turn on the music, I get to work cleaning tanks, transferring beers, coming up with recipes, brewing, and the old adage that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life certainly rings true in this situation. So I've just, as far as the craft beer segment blowing up, it's been a great thing. Obviously, there's new breweries opening up all over the place. We've got more breweries in America right now than we ever have, over 5,000 breweries. So I've always said every restaurant could also brew their own beer, and it wouldn't be a bad thing. There's still an untapped market of people that aren't sure about craft beer here in Wichita, And our goal is to enlighten everybody and show them that there's a world of flavors out there when it comes to craft beer. And I really think American brewers in particular are really pushing the envelope to brew new styles and tweak styles and do different things. And the creativity in the industry is just second to none. I love it. I love being a part of it.
Very true. Now, with the beers that you have on top, what is the most requested or beer that you guys have?
This is going to go back to there's still an untapped market in Wichita because Harvester Wheat, which is our lightest beer, outsells all other beers 2-1. Still, Harvester Wheat, we joke, pays the electric bill around here. So you know the paler, more sessionable beers, not super hoppy, are still like our staple here as far as paying the bills, but there's certainly a segment of Wichita that is looking for, you know, what have you done for me lately kind of. So we're always trying to push the envelope when it comes to seasonal beers and just explode your mind with flavor.
Now, if there was a beer that you could brew that you haven't brewed, what beer would you see yourself brewing?
That is a good question. Man.
Porter, barley wine.
Brewed all those. I would say I haven't delved too far yet into mixed fermentation. I think when you talk about mixed fermentation or sour beers, you're literally opening Pandora's box because there are so many different strains of Brett and Lactobacillus and Pediococcus that you can use to create unique sour beers. So I would say probably a legit Berliner Weiss. We call it Weiss in America. It's Weiss in Germany, but probably a legit Berliner Weiss. And that might be on the brew schedule next week. Who knows?
Very good.
So.
Yeah. Well, Dan, I appreciate your time that you've given us today to conduct this interview and talk a little bit about the establishment and the history that you've experienced and started up here 16 years ago here at River City. I've always enjoyed coming down here. It's a good atmosphere. You know, we have a relationship that's over a decade.
That's fact.
And it's been quite an experience and quite a ride, and I really do look forward to the beers that you'll brew in the future. I really do.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys coming down.
Thank you.
Cheers, Wichita.
Absolutely.